Then we get the United States title match between John Bradshaw, Layfield, and Chris Benoit. Benoit defending here. This is a match that goes for 10 minutes and ends when Benoit counters a clothesline from hell with a crossface, but JBL turns it over and grabs the ropes while pinning Benoit to take the title. Tom, what did you think of this one?
This is the problem when it comes to not taking any notes, because I don't remember anything about this match other than the end, which is like you said, a roll up, or kind of a counted into a roll up and grabbing the ropes. And I don't think I'd ever realised that JBL's entrance music had actual mooing going on in the background, which I never noticed before.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what I was like, what? Fucking cows.
Really audible.
Yeah, I know. Once I noticed it, I was like, how have I never noticed that?
But like it also kind of, in my mind, always creates a little bit of a confusion about who JBL really is supposed to be as a character. Because I'm like, he's supposed to be like a rich rancher, I suppose. But he's also kind of got they're trying to dwell or sort of draw on the fact
Wall
that
Street
John Layfield did his Wall Street stuff. So why is the cow there if that's the thing that they're dwelling? It kind of all meant a bit like, okay, so there's this rich guy on Wall Street who also is a rancher. What? Like,
he's
what
not
is
forgetting
this?
his roots. That's what it is.
I see. Okay. It was all a bit odd to me.
Yeah. Part of that lends to the character, I think that maybe, but I think you're right. I think it's probably just confused.
Do you know? And it's not often I say this about a JBL match, but I was expecting a little better. I thought JBL and Chris Benoit, I was like, do you know what? Knowing the personality types, at least at the time, I thought, these would probably have a good, hard-hitting, match, a lot of punches, a lot of suplexes, that type of thing. And I thought, potentially, I was like, this could have been good. And it kind of wasn't. And the stuff that ruined it for me was the very, very cheap Eddie Guerrero tie-ins. The JBL trying to do the Eddie Guerrero shimmy and the suplexes, the Three Amigos. No, thank you. Just didn't work for me and really took me out of it a bit. Like that is, the fact that the match wasn't very good aside, what I will say is I do feel that the choice of winner was perfect. I felt that was JBL's role, like in a nutshell. Like that was exactly the type of role that he was designed for. You're relatively mid-card, okay, if you want to slot him in upper card every now and again, but he can be the US champ, the really good heel heat magnet for the US title. Babyfaces can chase him for all day long. You can drop it when you're back, that type of thing. So I thought, there we go. He's finally found his niche. But match-wise, like I said, not very good.
I agree with you about the Eddie Guerrero stuff. I thought it was particularly egregious here, and especially as JBL wins. So I don't have a problem with what you said about him being the US champion. But you just had that moment with Vicky Guerrero, like literally seconds before this match. You've had the moment with Vicky Guerrero and Chavo together on the stage. And then they do this, and it's all about Eddie Guerrero, and JBL like mocks his mannerisms and mocks some of his moves. Benoit tries to fight the good fight and then pay homage to his friend. And then they have JBL win. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you don't seem to understand anything, do you? Don't get the emotional weight of the decisions you make, and that's where I really, really struggled with this. And they just couldn't. They were like a child with a scab that they just wanted to keep picking at it, didn't they? They just couldn't let it go. I know that all the kind of criticism that came Rey Mysterio's way because of the extent to which he spoke about doing this for Eddie and all of that in the build up and after this match, but this was far worse for me than anything like that, any of that. So not great. I also think I didn't see it at the time, but I seem to remember clips of it where JBL's in buckets of tears when they do the Eddie Guerrero tribute thing on Raw. And I think, and this is another thing where I'm like, I know that's a kind of bubble show, right, where we're out of character, we're out of kayfabe, this is just everybody being honest. But having seen that on screen, how can anyone buy into this? Or after it frustrates me because it's just silly. It's just really silly. So I didn't like any of that. Didn't think the match was up to much either. It was one of the more forgettable things on the show.
And I forgot about it.
There you go.
The one thing as well that I will say, I'm pretty glad that Chris Benoit, when he does the Eddie Guerrero tribute, he doesn't try and do the little shoulder shimmy, because you can just tell that Chris Benoit cannot dance. He's got no rhythm about him whatsoever. He's the intense mate in the club who's just stood there just looking for a fight. You know what I mean? Well, you're like, come on, mate, they're playing the Bee Gees, have a little dance. And he's like, no, I could pop off at any moment.